You're listening to Learning Leader Spotlight, interviews with corporate L&D leaders. On each episode, we sit down with key industry experts to discover more about what's happening in the world of learning and development, from current trends and insights to the most valuable lessons learned along the way. Join us for a fresh perspective on all things training and the best direction forward. Here's your host, Leanne Lankford.
Hi, welcome to Learning Leader Spotlight, the podcast where we interview the learning leaders of today to help the learning leaders of tomorrow. I'm your host, Leanne Lankford. I'm the president of TrainingPros. TrainingPros is a learning and development contract staffing company where we like to say, when you have more projects than people, let us find you the right consultant to start your project with confidence. I'm excited about my guests today. Today we have joining us Kelley Kalbas. She's a relationship manager here at TrainingPros. She's actually our longest standing relationship manager here at TrainingPros. Welcome, Kelley.
Thank you. Thanks for having me.
Yes, it's great to have you. It's going to feel a little weird interviewing you because we've been working together for 18 years.
It's crazy.
We started when we were 20, I guess.
Exactly.
Can you share a little about your background in learning and development before you joined TrainingPros?
Yes. So I have a master's in instructional design from Florida State. Back then, instructional design was a big deal at Motorola, where my dad actually worked. He said, "You should be an instructional designer. You'd be great at this." I'm like, so went and got a graduate degree and then went to work for Anderson Consulting, now Accenture, and change management, which I loved working there. I learned so much. And from there, I went to IBM Global Services, again, externally facing clients, client projects, managing those instructional design projects. And then took a turn and went internal at Singular Wireless, now AT&T. And I was a director of sales training across all sales channels, which was very eye-opening to be internal as opposed to an external consultant. And then I basically came to TrainingPros. Took a few years off to when my kids were small, but then came and worked for TrainingPros. And it's perfect match. I love it.
Well, what do you enjoy about being a relationship manager here?
Oh, I love it. I feel so fortunate because I think it's a perfect blend of what I do well, which is understanding projects and understanding talent. Because when I was at IBM and Accenture, I always wanted the best talent for my projects. I could see how that could make or break a project. So now I just feel like I learn and understand from my clients, like what kind of pressure they're under, what is going to make this project work and what the right skill sets are. And then I go get them and I get them the best people. And it makes me super happy. It makes me excited for them.
I have always been super grateful for finding this opportunity as well. It felt like the perfect match of the things that I love to do. And I would get paid for helping people.
Yeah. And you still get to feel like you're involved and you're part of the team and you're really helping them. And I love that. And then I just get out of the way and let the people that have the real skills, get in there and do a great job. It's awesome.
And, I think that that's one of the hardest parts for a lot of relationship managers when they start is you find the best consultant, you get them started with the client, and then you get out of the way. And that's the way to help them be successful. It's just get them started and get out of the way and let them do their fabulous work.
I'm a cheerleader behind the scenes. I do the checking in and just kind of, I'm doing all these little things behind the scenes, but yeah, staying out of the way. Yeah. Because once you find great people, they don't need you to help them. But, it's great. It's wonderful. I feel like I learn things every day. So.
That's great. Yeah, I do too. I feel like this job keeps me current, and it was just like you, it was really good timing for me because I also had little kids when I started as a relationship manager,
Mm-hmm.
and it really worked well with my schedule. I could be their kids, I could go to their class thing, I could pick them up from school and not make them go to daycare.
I know. I remember one summer I was so impressed by you. You took the whole summer off to be with your kids. Not really off, but you're like, I'm going to be with my kids this summer, so expect a delayed response or something. But I was like, wow, that's so impressive. So yeah, we've been lucky to have this job, I guess.
Yes. And I do remember that summer. It was, divorce. It was right after my ex-husband and I separated, and I took like specific days off when the kids were with me and said, I'm going to be off on these days because my kids are still little and they
You need
want
to be
play with
present
me.
for them. Yeah, because they don't get it. I mean, I can remember shutting my closet door and they're out there. I'm like, no, go. Like, Mommy, not terrible. I know. During the summers, that's awfully hard. So good. That was great.
Yeah, I was very grateful to be able to do that. So what has been the most rewarding part of working with the consultants?
I love when they're happy, first of all. I want them to feel like it's a good fit for them. Nothing makes me feel worse if they're like, this wasn't the best fit for me culturally or something like that. So when they are using their skill, they feel like they're part of the team. They feel like they feel valued. That means they feel good, and that makes me feel good. That makes me feel like I got them a good match. Or recently, a consultant did come to me. He's been great on a project, but he was like, it was great and everything, but I could do more. I like more of these kinds of things. I'm like, okay, that's good to know. I'm glad you're telling me that, so I'm going to look for those that are maybe a little more advanced in this area for him next time. So I like giving them a good match and making sure they feel like they're getting deeper skills, that they're building their resumes, that they're, building their experiences. Yeah, I really like that.
That's great.
We work with some great consultants.
We really do, and they really love working with you particularly. So you
Aw.
seem to get a really good share of the great consultants that say, no, I work with Kelley.
Yeah, I like keeping him busy. So just like my greedy IBM project manager self comes out, I want to keep them busy so they stay kind of with me. But
Yes.
anyway, yeah.
Yeah, and consultants do like to be busy. They don't have more than a couple days downtime.
No.
It's hard to get an agency where you could just keep staying busy and switching from project to project.
Yeah.
We get a lot of feedback from your consultants. We get testimonials. We get them saying, oh, Kelley's the best. I love working with her. Oh, he's really helped my career.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I have long relationships with some of these people now. We go, we have lunch together sometimes. I've gone to dinner with them, not can't do it with everybody, but the people that are local. But yeah, and when you go through things that are hard, when they go through a hard project and they know I'm behind the scenes and I'm trying to be a cheerleader, I'm not just completely like whatever, they know you're in it with them and that you care, I do care. And I think that makes a difference to them.
I think it does. I think it definitely makes a difference because I used to be a consultant. I was a consultant for TrainingPros before I joined and for a bunch of other companies. And most of them didn't even bother to learn my name.
I can imagine. I was never an independent consultant like you were, but I imagine it'd be a little lonely. And then you're kind of like just out there, if you don't feel like you're part of a team backing you up.
Exactly. You would make friends with the other consultants on a job because back then you actually had to go in person and sit in a random cubicle that they moved every 3 days and said, oh, no, we need that one now. You go somewhere else.
Yeah.
There was just, you felt very like expendable and alone for sure. So yeah, that's one of my favorite parts is giving the consultants a place where they feel like they're part of the team a little bit,
Yeah, for sure. I think that's a big value of working with us.
So what qualities do you see in those consultants that you put back to work over and over again that make the clients want to work with them again and again?
Yeah, I love, and my clients love people that, it sounds so obvious, but like you go the extra mile. I had a consultant on a project recently who had a difficult onboarding with that client, had nothing to do with us really. But she took it upon herself to make an onboarding guide. She's like, here, company X, I won't name the company, but here, next time a consultant comes on, here's everything they need. And they were like, hey, this is great. She's like, yeah, no charge. You guys need this. And she just did it, Or, anytime someone sees something that needs to be done and they just do it, or asking for feedback, like, hey, I did this, how is this? Or I see a problem on the horizon, what do you think about this? The order takers, like, let me crank out a course, here it is. They don't do as well, it's just the people that really feel vested and want to help the clients, just kind of like how we are, honestly. They're kind of like us. They're boots on the ground and they want the feedback. they bring up issues that they think that might be important. And if the client's like, I'm not worried about it, then they're very good at pivoting to that, but they bring it to their attention. They're true consultants, I think, and they have I think the clients that have great energy are helpful as well. And that's kind of a personality trait. Not everybody is like super outgoing, but I do think that helps because we're all working virtually. So to engage with the client, to, let them know you're there, let them know status reports. Because sometimes I know the clients don't read the status reports, but we send them anyway because just show them that we're professional and that here are the things I have and here are my, all those people that really take all of that on do the best.
So that's amazing. And those definitely are the rare consultants. One of the biggest things that I would tell consultants, which I was surprised, was just do what you say you're going to do.
Oh, yeah.
Please show up on time and say please and thank you.
Yeah, that's like good person 101. No, I think most of our consultants that I work with do that, honestly. I feel like most of them do. The really great ones are the ones that maybe go that extra mile and say, I see something that you need to have and I just did it. Like that was like really great. But I feel like most of our consultants, the really successful ones that we use repeatedly do those things.
That's wonderful. Yeah, that definitely is the mark of a consultant who is going to be in demand.
Right.
So
for sure.
So from your perspective, what do your clients value most about working with either TrainingPros or with you? Because you've got some very loyal clients.
Yes. I think it always goes back to this I care thing, but I think they know I deeply care about their projects. All of the projects don't go well, but I take the time to sit with them and understand and learn from what I could have done better, the consultants could have done better. I take time to understand their business, what is important to them. And I can bring things, to the table, for them that maybe they're not even asking me for, like, this has been the year of connections that I've made for people. So I think they value working for me because it's been said before, but I am a partner to them. I'm not a vendor to them. I am with them on these things. And I'm not just giving them a body and saying good luck with that. I am at the table with them. I'm worried for them. I am on top of it for them. I'm quick and I'm responsive. And I think that's why they like working for me or with me, not for me, with me.
Yeah. Well, it's obviously working because you're not just the longest standing relationship manager. You are without question one of the most successful relationship managers we've ever had. So obviously you're doing something right. Your clients love you. They move to a new company and bring you along. And they're very loyal to you. And your consultants are loyal to you.
Yeah. I like what I do. I think that's important. Yeah.
I think it is too. All right. So here comes the obligatory question I ask everybody. What book, article, or podcast would you recommend to someone in the learning and development field right now?
Okay. I do a lot of personal reading, but I love Keith Keating. We've had him speak at a few things, and he just has such practical, good advice about not being an order taker. And I like his books. And right now I'm reading Hidden Value, and I would recommend that book to any learning leader. I really think he's great.
I couldn't agree more. He sent me an advanced copy of that book before it was published, so that I could interview him and we could have a podcast about that book. And I literally, when I got through with it, I wrote to him and I said, where was this book when I was
right? Yes, I know. All that really practical advice.
So much effort.
Yes. I feel like I was just thrown to the wolves. Yes. I know. I agree.
Well, I volunteered to be thrown to the wolves. So,
I mean, I wanted to be with the wolves, but I would have liked to have more information back then. But I don't know. I think it all shapes you, informs you for, your next things that you do. So it all works out.
Correct. Even the mistakes.
Yes,
exactly. Inform you for the next thing.
Yes.
So as a relationship manager, you have been responsible for quite a few of the trees that we plant as our charity, because each time you're getting a project started with a client consultant relationship, we're planting a tree.
I love it.
As a thank you for being on this podcast, we're going to plant 5 trees just for you. So those are just directly as a thank you to you for being a guest on our podcast today.
Thanks. I hope they're in Atlanta.
Well, we pick different places, and a lot of time it's after a forest fire,
Oh, that makes sense.
to help
Great.
reforest. So thank you so much for being a guest. This has been a great, informative podcast. I think consultants will really enjoy it, and I think anybody who is thinking about whether or not they want to do something like what you're doing, this is going to give them a good insight into it.
Okay. I hope so. Thank you. Thanks for having me.
You're welcome. And that's it for this week's episode of Learning Leader Spotlight. Join us next week to hear from another learning leader from another industry.
Thanks for joining us for the latest episode of Learning Leader Spotlight, interviews with corporate L&D leaders. You'll find links in the show notes to any resources mentioned on today's show. If you're enjoying our podcast, please subscribe so you never miss an episode and leave us a 5-star review.